Every October, the news headlines scream the same thing. Social Security recipients getting a historic raise, big boost coming to your check. It sounds amazing, right? But then January hits, millions of retirees go to the grocery store, they look at their bank account, and they realize something terrifying. They actually have less buying power than they did the year before. The math doesn't add up. We're going to be looking ahead to the cost of living adjustment for 2026 and beyond. And while politicians will call it a victory, early projections are signaling a financial disaster for seniors. Today, I'm going to show you the phantom math the government uses to calculate your raise. We're going to expose why the projection is shrinking fast. And most importantly, I'm going to reveal the silent thief, a mechanism hidden in the fine print that's going to wipe out your entire increase before it even hits your bank account. This isn't a raise, it's a pay cut. And if you don't prepare for it now, 2026 and beyond is going to be very tough. So let's break it down. First, you have to understand why the number they give you is always wrong. It's not an accident. It's the tool they're using. The government uses a metric called the CPIW, Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, to decide how much your check goes up. Now stop and think about that name, urban wage earners. Who is that? That is the 28-year-old office worker living in downtown Chicago or New York. The CPIW tracks the spending habits of working age people. It tracks the price of things like electronics, new cars, and apparel. Do you know what it underweights? The things you actually buy. Healthcare, housing, senior care. Seniors spend a massive chunk of their income on medical expenses and shelter. Workers spend more on tech and transport. So here's the trap. When gas prices drop, the CPIW goes down. The government says, great news, inflation is down, your COLA will be smaller. But let me ask you a question, and tell me in the comments if I'm right. Did your property taxes go down? Did your doctor's visit get cheaper? Did your grocery bill actually shrink? No. This mismatch is why your personal inflation rate is often double the official COLA rate. They are measuring the price of iPads while you are paying for insulin. By the way, if you're tired of the government using the wrong math to determine your livelihood, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and bell notification. We're building a community here that demands better for seniors, and I want you to be a part of the conversation when we push for change. Now, let's talk about the specific numbers of 2026. You've probably heard the Fed celebrating that inflation is cooling. In the broader economy, that is good news. But for you, Social Security recipients, this is actually bad news for your COLA. Because inflation is cooling, the Senior Citizens League and other top analysts are currently projecting the next COLA will be significantly lower than the last few years. We're looking at potentially dipping into the low 2% range, roughly 2.2, 2.4, depending on how late data shakes out. Let's do the real math on that. If you receive the average benefit of roughly $1,900, a 2.6% raise is about $49 a month. That sounds okay, right? $50 is $50. It's a tank of gas. But wait, remember, that number is based on cooling inflation. Cooling means prices are not going up as fast. It does not mean prices are coming down. That $49 raise has to cover the cumulative price hikes of the last 3 years that haven't gone away. The eggs are still expensive. They just aren't getting more expensive as quickly. That $49 is already spent before you get it. But here's the guarantee. And this is the part that makes my blood boil. You won't see that full $49. Enter the silent thief, Medicare Part B premium. Most people forget that Medicare Part B premiums are automatically deducted from your Social Security check before it hits your bank account. And guess what? Medicare inflation runs way hotter than the standard inflation. We aren't talking about the price of milk here. We're talking about modern medicine. We've seen projections where Medicare premiums are set to jump significantly due to new treatments, specifically those expensive new Alzheimer's drugs and rising administrative costs. Let's go back to our math. If the Medicare premium increase is just $15 or $20 a month, which is very possible, suddenly your $49 raise is actually a $29 raise. Now, subtract the real increase in your homeowner's insurance, subtract the increase in your electric bill, you're now negative. This is exactly what I mean by a pay cut. The government gives you a cost of living adjustment based on gas prices, but charges you premiums on your healthcare prices. You lose every single time. If you think Medicare premiums should be frozen for seniors on fixed incomes, smash that like button right now. Let's show YouTube how many people agree with this. If the broken ruler and the silent thief weren't enough, there is one more trap set for you in 2026. Taxes. This is the tax torpedo. The income thresholds for taxing Social Security benefits were set way back in 1984. And here's the kicker. They were never adjusted for inflation. In 1984, if you made $25,000 as an individual, you got taxed on your benefits. Back then, $25,000 was a decent middle-class income. Today, $25,000 is near the poverty line, but the threshold is still $25,000. So picture this scenario for 2026. You get this tiny cost of living adjustment raise. It's small, but it's just enough to push your total combined income over that $25,000 or $34,000 threshold. Suddenly, you owe the federal government taxes on 50% or even 85% of your benefit. That raise didn't just disappear, it actually increased your tax liability. You have more dollars on paper, but you keep fewer dollars in your pocket. You are effectively poorer because you got a raise. So while the headlines might say the 2026 cost of living adjustment is around 2.8, don't let that number fool you. The official check increase is based on Q3 data and announced in October, and the trend is crystal clear. Smaller cost of living adjustments, rising Medicare costs, and tax brackets that haven't budged in 40 years. So what can you actually do? I have 2 steps for you. Number 1, budget defense. Budget like 2026 is a flat year. Do not count on that raise giving you extra money. Assume the silent thief will take half of it. Number 2, support the CPIE. There is a metric called the CPIE, Consumer Price Index for the Elderly. There is a bill in Congress right now trying to switch Social Security to this measure. It actually reflects what seniors spend on healthcare and housing. It would result in a bigger, fairer raise. If you want to know which politicians are pushing for it and who's blocking it, drop a comment below saying CPIE and I'll break it down for you in a future video. Don't let the headlines trick you next October. Run your own numbers. And if you want to see exactly how that tax torpedo hits the middle class and how to legally avoid it, watch this deep dive video right here. It might save you thousands in retirement taxes. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.